The quantum observation array at Luna Base Horizon lit up like a Christmas tree as 800 alien warships materialized at the edge of the solar system. Commander Diana Winters stood at the center of Earth Defense Command's primary control room, her weathered face illuminated by the holographic display showing humanity's worst nightmare coming true. Multiple signatures detected, announced Lieutenant Marcus Zhang, his fingers dancing across the neural interface. Coalition vessels from at least 30 different species. Energy readings suggest weapons powered and shields active. Diana nodded, maintaining her composure even as junior officers exchanged nervous glances. The Coalition had finally made their move just as predicted. For 3 centuries, they had contained humanity within their solar system, claiming Earth species was too aggressive and unpredictable to be trusted with interstellar travel. General broadcast incoming, reported Communications Officer Raj Patel. They're transmitting on all frequencies. Put it through, Diana ordered, squaring her shoulders. The holographic display shifted, revealing the imposing figure of Supreme Commander Xylith of the Coalition. The towering insectoid's compound eyes gleamed with barely concealed disdain as it addressed Earth's defenders. People of Earth, Xylith's translated voice reverberated through the command center. Your continued violations of Coalition space law cannot be tolerated. We have detected quantum anomalies suggesting forbidden research. Surrender your facilities and submit to Coalition oversight or face immediate military intervention. You have 6 Earth hours to comply. Diana allowed herself a small smile. Acknowledge receipt only, she instructed Raj, no response yet. Turning to her second-in-command, she asked, "Status of Project Watershed, Captain Harrison." Captain James Harrison, a former quantum physicist turned military officer, consulted his neural feed. "The Hyperion is ready, Commander. Dr. Nakamura reports all systems are operational. And our special package. Quantum core is stable and synchronized. We can proceed whenever you give the word." Diana took a deep breath, feeling the weight of humanity's future on her shoulders. For 15 years, they had worked in absolute secrecy, knowing this day would come. While the Coalition believed they were containing a primitive species, humanity had achieved what their advanced civilization thought impossible. "Send word to all bases," she ordered. "Initiate Protocol Omega, and get me a secure line to the Council." Within minutes, the holographic representations of Earth's Security Council materialized around her. 5 faces representing humanity's united leadership in the face of external threats. "The Coalition is here," Diana reported. 800 ships as intelligence suggested they would bring. They're demanding our surrender. Council Chairman Victor Rossi, his dark eyes intense, leaned forward. "Then it's time. Are you certain the Hyperion will work?" "As certain as we can be," Diana replied. "Dr. Nakamura has confirmed the quantum core stability. If our theories are correct, 1 ship is all we need." "The risks," began Counselor Y. "Are necessary," Diana finished. "We knew this day would come. Either we prove ourselves now or we submit to eternal containment. The Coalition needs to understand that humanity won't be caged any longer." The Council members exchanged looks before Chairman Rossi nodded. "Proceed with the operation, Commander Winters. Show them why it was a mistake to underestimate Earth." As the Council's holograms faded, Diana turned to Captain Harrison. "Contact the Hyperion. Tell Commander Jackson to prepare for launch. It's time to show the Coalition what humanity has been doing while they thought they had us trapped." Deep within Luna Base Horizon, in a hangar hidden from conventional sensors, the experimental vessel Hyperion hummed with power. Its quantum core, the product of 15 years of secret research, pulsed with possibilities that the Coalition's science had deemed impossible. Commander Olivia Jackson and her hand-picked crew of 300 stood ready at their stations, preparing to either change history or die trying. Diana watched through the quantum-linked feed as the Hyperion systems came online. Its sleek hull, composed of metamaterials that bent both light and conventional scanning, seemed to ripple with barely contained energy. "Coalition fleet is maintaining position," reported Lieutenant Zhang. 5 hours, 43 minutes until their deadline." "That's more than enough time," Diana said, allowing herself another smile. "Send the activation codes to the Hyperion, Commander Jackson." "Ready on your order," came the calm reply through the quantum comm. Diana straightened, her voice clear and commanding. "Launch the Hyperion. Let's introduce ourselves to the neighborhood." As the experimental ship rose from its lunar berth, Diana thought about the Coalition's arrogance. They thought they were facing a primitive species that needed to be contained. Instead, they were about to confront a humanity that had mastered the quantum realm itself. The real question wasn't whether Earth could defend itself, but whether the Coalition was prepared for just how far humanity had leaped while they weren't looking. The next few hours would change the galaxy forever, and Diana Winters intended to make sure the Coalition never forgot the day they learned that humanity had outgrown its cage. Supreme Commander Xylith watched with detached amusement as the lone human vessel approached his armada. The ship was impressive by human standards, nearly 2 kilometers of gleaming metal that seemed to drink in the starlight, but against 800 Coalition warships, it was little more than a gesture of defiance. "They send one ship," chittered Subcommander Vex, his crystalline exoskeleton reflecting the command center's lights. "Perhaps they've chosen suicide over submission." "Curious design," noted Science Officer Zarak, her 4 eyes narrowing as she studied the sensor readings. "No conventional weapon signatures detected, but these energy patterns, they're unlike anything in our database." Xylith dismissed her concerns with a wave of his upper limb. "Humans are clever, but they're centuries behind our technological level. Maintain formation and prepare to." "Supreme Commander," Zarak's voice rose in alarm. "Quantum fluctuations detected around the human vessel." Aboard the Hyperion, Commander Olivia Jackson felt the familiar surge as the quantum core spooled up to full power. Her crew worked with practiced precision, each member knowing their role in the carefully choreographed demonstration they were about to perform. "Quantum field stable," reported Dr. Yuki Nakamura, the brilliant physicist who had helped develop the revolutionary technology. Her hands danced across the neural interface, fine-tuning the exotic energies coursing through the ship. "Ready for Phase 1. Olivia nodded, then opened a channel to Earth Defense Command. Commander Winters were in position, requesting authorization to proceed. "Granted," came Diana's steady reply. "Show them what humanity can do, Commander Jackson." Olivia allowed herself a small smile. "Initiating quantum field expansion. Dr. Nakamura, if you would do the honors." The Japanese physicist's fingers flew across her console. "Quantum bubble forming, now." The space around the Hyperion began to distort, reality itself seeming to bend and flex. On the Coalition flagship, alarms blared as their sensors struggled to interpret what they were seeing. "Impossible," breathed Zarak, her respiratory membranes fluttering in agitation. "They're generating a controlled quantum field. The energy readings are off the scale." Xylith leaned forward, his compound eyes reflecting the bizarre distortions appearing around the human ship. "Explain," he demanded. They're manipulating quantum probability itself," Zarak stammered, "creating a bubble of altered spacetime, but this technology shouldn't be possible for centuries." The quantum field expanded, enveloping the Hyperion in a sphere of shimmering energy. Then, to the Coalition's shock, the human vessel began to multiply. First 2, then 4, then 16 identical ships appeared, each one a perfect quantum probability made manifest. "By the first ones," whispered Subcommander Vex. "How are they doing this?" Aboard the Hyperion, Olivia watched with satisfaction as the quantum duplicates took position around her ship. Each was real in its own way, existing in a different quantum probability state, yet all controlled from the original Hyperion. "Quantum duplicates stable," reported Dr. Nakamura. "Ready for Phase 2. "Launch the probes," Olivia ordered. From each quantum duplicate, small devices emerged, streaking toward the Coalition fleet at impossible speeds. They weren't weapons. Humanity had no intention of starting a war today, but rather quantum sensors, designed to demonstrate just how thoroughly they could penetrate the Coalition's most advanced defenses. On the Coalition flagship, panic began to spread as the probes passed through their shields as if they didn't exist. "They're scanning us," Zarak reported, her voice rising. "Quantum-level scans of every ship in the fleet. Our defense systems can't stop them." "Impossible," Xylith slammed his limb down on his command chair. "No species has mastered quantum technology to this degree. The humans were contained, monitored." "Evidently not well enough," came a new voice, Commander Diana Winters, broadcasting directly into the Coalition flagship's secure command center, bypassing all their communication security. "This is impossible," Xylith insisted. "Our technology is based on conventional physics," Diana interrupted. While you were watching our space programs and monitoring our borders, we looked elsewhere, deeper, into the quantum realm itself. Your containment forced us to think differently, to find paths you never imagined. Olivia watched through the quantum link as Diana's words sank. The Coalition's greatest fear had come true. Not only had humanity advanced beyond their expectations, but they had done so in a way that rendered much of the Coalition's technological superiority obsolete. The quantum duplicates are just the beginning, Diana continued. We can generate them anywhere in the galaxy now. Distance means nothing at the quantum level. Your containment strategy isn't just obsolete, it's meaningless. To demonstrate her point, Dr. Nakamura initiated the final phase of their demonstration. The quantum duplicates began to shift and phase, appearing and disappearing at different points around the Coalition fleet. Each movement demonstrated complete mastery over spacetime at the quantum level. We don't want war, Diana's voice was firm but diplomatic. What we want is recognition, equality. A place at the galactic table based on what we are now, not what you feared we might become. Xylith's compound eyes shifted between the displays, showing the impossible human ships dancing through quantum space around his fleet. Centuries of coalition, doctrine, and superiority were crumbling before him. Perhaps, he said finally, his translator struggling to convey the complex emotions in his voice, it is time for new negotiations. Aboard the Hyperion, Olivia exchanged glances with Dr. Nakamura. Phase 1 was complete. Humanity had demonstrated its power without firing a shot. Now came the harder part, reshaping the galaxy's political landscape to account for humanity's quantum leap forward. As the quantum duplicates began to phase back into their original form, Olivia couldn't help but smile. The Coalition had tried to keep humanity in a cage, never realizing they were giving them exactly the motivation they needed to break free in ways no one had thought possible. The next 12 hours aboard the Coalition diplomatic vessel Concordia became a crucible where centuries of galactic politics began to melt and reshape themselves. Commander Diana Winters sat across from Supreme Commander Xylith and representatives from 7 of the most powerful Coalition species, her posture relaxed but alert. The quantum core of the Hyperion hummed in the background, a reminder of humanity's newfound strength. Your quantum technology violates fundamental Coalition laws, declared Ambassador Thrix, his crystalline form refracting light in patterns that indicated extreme agitation. Laws established for the safety of all species. Laws established by the Coalition, Diana countered smoothly, without Earth's input or consent. Laws designed to maintain your technological advantages while keeping younger species contained. Dr. Nakamura, seated beside Diana, activated a holographic display showing the quantum field equations that had revolutionized human understanding of reality. What you call violations, we call evolution. The quantum realm wasn't forbidden by any natural law, only by your legislation. The Coalition representatives shifted uncomfortably as they studied the equations. Science Officer Zarek's 4 eyes widened in recognition. This is elegant, she admitted. You found patterns we never considered, but the implications are exactly why we're here, interrupted Grand Arbiter Call, the eldest member of the Coalition delegation. His ancient, serpentine form coiled tightly in his gravity chair. Humans have demonstrated not just technological advancement, but a fundamental shift in understanding that threatens Coalition stability. Threatens, Diana raised an eyebrow, or offers opportunities. On the quantum display screen beside her, another demonstration played out. The Hyperion's quantum duplicates phased through spacetime, each one representing a different probability made manifest. It was a reminder of what humanity could now achieve. Consider the possibilities, Diana continued. Quantum-based transportation networks, instant communication across any distance, clean energy generation on scales previously thought impossible. Humanity doesn't want to destabilize the galaxy, we want to help advance it. And if we refuse, Xylith's translator conveyed his challenge clearly. If we decide this technology is too dangerous to exist. The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees as Diana leaned forward. Then you should consider very carefully what it means to have an advanced quantum-capable civilization that feels threatened by your coalition. We can appear anywhere, bypass any defense, and operate beyond your ability to detect or contain us. Is that really the relationship you want with Earth? Dr. Nakamura cleared her throat softly. Perhaps a demonstration of peaceful applications would be helpful. At Diana's nod, she manipulated her neural interface. Above the conference table, a new hologram formed, a quantum-based healing system that could regenerate damaged tissue by manipulating probability at the cellular level. This is just one of thousands of beneficial applications we've developed, she explained. Technology that could save billions of lives across the galaxy. The coalition representatives watched in stunned silence as the implications sank in. Humanity wasn't just offering threats, they were offering revolution. The coalition was formed to prevent conflict and promote advancement, Grand Arbiter Call said slowly, his ancient eyes fixed on the medical hologram. Perhaps, perhaps we have allowed our fear of change to blind us to genuine progress. You would trust them, Thrix's crystalline form vibrated with concern. After they developed this technology in secret. You gave us no choice, Diana responded firmly. You contained us, treated us as children, and forced us to find our own path forward. Now you face a choice. Continue treating us as a threat and create the very conflict you feared, or embrace change and help guide the galaxy into a new era. Science Officer Zarak had been studying the quantum equations intently. These principles, they could revolutionize every field of science. The potential benefits are enormous. As are the risks, Xylith noted, but his tone had shifted from hostile to contemplative. Everything of value carries risk, Diana said. The question is whether we face those risks together or apart. Humanity has no desire to stand alone, but we will not kneel either. Grand Arbiter Call uncoiled slightly, a sign of relaxing tension in his species. In all my centuries, I have seen many civilizations rise, but never have I seen one make such a dramatic leap forward. Perhaps this is the shakeup our coalition has needed. The quantum core of the Hyperion pulsed again, as if emphasizing humanity's position. Dr. Nakamura monitored the readings on her neural interface, ensuring the quantum field remained stable. The technology that had freed humanity from its constraints now served as both sword and olive branch. We propose a new framework, Diana said, activating her own holographic display. A restructuring of coalition laws to account for quantum-level technologies, shared research initiatives, cooperative development of safety protocols, equal partnership in shaping the galaxy's future. You demand much, Xylith observed. We offer more, Diana countered. The choice between conflict and cooperation is yours, but remember the galaxy has already changed. The only question is how we move forward from here. The coalition representatives exchanged looks, centuries of protocols and power structures crumbling in the face of humanity's quantum revolution. The breaking point had been reached, but instead of shattering, the galaxy stood on the brink of transformation. Grand Arbiter Call raised his ancient head. Perhaps it is time for the coalition to evolve as well. 1 month after humanity's quantum revelation, the Great Hall of the Coalition Assembly hummed with an energy not seen in centuries. Representatives from over 200 spacefaring civilizations gathered to witness what many were calling the dawn of a new galactic age. Commander Diana Winters stood at the center of it all, flanked by Dr. Nakamura and Earth's newly appointed Ambassador Marcus Chen. The massive quantum display dominating the hall showed real-time demonstrations of human quantum technology in action, ships moving instantaneously between star systems, medical facilities using probability manipulation to cure previously terminal conditions, energy networks that defied conventional physics. The vote stands at 173 in favor, announced Grand Arbiter Call, his ancient form now supported by a human-designed quantum regeneration field that had reversed centuries of cellular decay. The Coalition Quantum Integration Treaty will proceed. In the observation gallery, Supreme Commander Xylith watched with his command staff as the old power structures began to shift. A month ago, we thought to contain them, he mused. Now they reshape our society. They reshape it with our cooperation, corrected Science Officer Zarak, who had spent the past weeks working closely with Dr. Nakamura. Their approach to quantum mechanics, it's like they think in dimensions we never considered. Every day brings new discoveries. Below, Ambassador Chen addressed the assembly. Earth understands the fears some members still harbor, he said, his voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. Change is always frightening, especially change of this magnitude. That's why we've proposed the Quantum Oversight Council, a joint body of all species, working together to ensure this technology benefits everyone safely. On cue, Dr. Nakamura activated another display, showing the proposed structure of the new council. Quantum technology isn't just about transportation or energy, she explained. It's about understanding reality itself at a deeper level. Every species brings unique perspectives that could unlock new possibilities. In the diplomatic section, Ambassador Thrix's crystalline form had lost much of its earlier hostility. The past month had seen his own civilization make remarkable advances by applying quantum principles to their crystalline technology. Perhaps, he admitted to his colleagues, we were too quick to judge humanity's potential. Commander Winters stepped forward, addressing the assembly directly. A month ago, we demonstrated our quantum capabilities to show we wouldn't be contained. Today, we demonstrate them to show how we can advance together. The coalition was founded on principles of cooperation and progress, principles we now have the tools to fulfill beyond anyone's expectations. The quantum core of the Hyperion, now one of many such devices operating throughout coalition space, pulsed quietly in orbit above. Its energy signature had become a symbol of the changes sweeping through galactic civilization. The medical applications alone have transformed our understanding of healing, reported Director Valther of the Coalition Health Council. Quantum probability manipulation has cured diseases we thought untreatable. The humans call it quantum healing, we call it miraculous. In the security section, military leaders from dozens of species discussed the implications of quantum defense technology. The old paradigms of space warfare were obsolete, but so too were many of the reasons for conflict, as quantum energy networks eliminated resource scarcity across vast regions of space. Look there, Zarek pointed to a display showing the first joint human coalition quantum research facility. 3 months ago, those species were barely allowed to travel beyond their solar system. Now they're helping pioneer technologies that could reshape the galaxy. Diana watched the proceedings with quiet satisfaction. The path hadn't been easy, there had been resistance, attempts at sabotage, and more than a few close calls. But humanity's approach of offering partnership instead of demanding submission had proven decisive. The final protocols are ready for implementation, announced Grand Arbiter Call. With them, we begin a new chapter in galactic history. The age of quantum civilization dawns. Ambassador Chen turned to Diana and Dr. Nakamura, his expression thoughtful. When you demonstrated the quantum technology to their fleet, did you ever imagine it would lead to this? We hoped, Diana replied, watching as representatives from former rival species discussed joint quantum research projects. Humanity could have used this technology to stand alone, to become the very threat the coalition feared. Instead, we're building something greater together. Dr. Nakamura nodded toward a group of young scientists from various species, eagerly discussing quantum theories. That's the real revolution, she said softly. Not the technology itself, but how it's bringing us all together, pushing us to think beyond our limitations. The quantum display shifted, showing a map of known space overlaid with the growing network of quantum transportation nodes and energy distribution systems. What had begun as humanity's breakthrough was rapidly becoming a galactic renaissance. The balance of power hasn't just shifted, observed Ambassador Thrix, his crystalline form refracting the quantum light in complex patterns. It's transformed into something entirely new, something none of us could have achieved alone. As the assembly moved to finalize the new protocols, Diana reflected on the journey that had brought them here. The coalition had sought to contain humanity, fearing what they might become. Instead, they had inspired humanity to evolve in ways that would lift all species to new heights. The age of quantum civilization had indeed begun, not through conquest or containment, but through cooperation and shared discovery. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly what humanity had hoped for all along. 1 year after humanity's quantum revelation, the vista from Earth's new quantum observatory captured a galaxy transformed. Commander Diana Winters stood at the observation deck alongside Dr. Nakamura, watching ships from 100 different species quantum shift through space. Below them, Earth had become the heart of a new era, its cities gleaming with quantum-enhanced technology that would have seemed magical just a year before. Hard to believe it's only been a year, said a familiar voice. Diana turned to see Supreme Commander Xylith, now Earth's primary liaison to Coalition Space Forces, approaching with his characteristic click-step gait. The former adversary had become one of humanity's strongest advocates in the reformed coalition. Time flows differently in the quantum realm, Dr. Nakamura replied with a slight smile, gesturing to the holographic displays showing real-time quantum traffic throughout the galaxy. Though I don't think any of us predicted how quickly things would change. The displays told a story of transformation. quantum gates connecting distant star systems, healing centers using probability manipulation to cure previously terminal conditions, clean energy networks powering worlds that once fought over resources. But most striking were the joint research vessels, crews made up of multiple species working together to unlock new quantum mysteries. The latest reports from the Quantum Oversight Council are remarkable, Xylith noted, his compound eyes reflecting the streaming data. 97% reduction in interspecies conflicts, poverty and resource scarcity dropping to historic lows across coalition space. Even the outer rim worlds are thriving with quantum energy distribution. Diana nodded toward a particular cluster of ships, a joint human coalition task force led by Ambassador Chen, now returning from establishing quantum nodes in previously unreachable galaxies. We're not just reshaping our galaxy anymore, she observed. We're building bridges to new ones. The observatory's quantum core pulsed softly, its energy synchronized with thousands of others across known space. What had begun as humanity's secret project had evolved into a galactic network, each core adding to a growing web of possibility and potential. The old guard still grumbles sometimes, Xylith admitted, his translator conveying a tone of amusement. They say things change too fast that we've lost our traditional way of life. Change was always coming, Dr. Nakamura replied, pulling up data from her neural interface. Look at these readings from the Quantum Research Hub on Proxima Centauri. Young scientists from 30 different species working together just discovered a whole new layer of quantum reality. They're calling it the probability matrix. The door slid open, admitting Grand Arbiter Call. The ancient being moved with renewed vigor, his quantum regeneration field humming softly. Speaking of discoveries, he announced, the Council has approved the expansion of the Quantum Academy network. 20 new facilities across coalition space open to all species. Diana smiled, remembering the days when humanity had been deemed too aggressive and unpredictable to be trusted with advanced technology. Now, Earth's quantum expertise was helping unlock the potential of species that had been similarly contained. There's something you should see, Dr. Nakamura said, manipulating the holographic display. A new image appeared, a quantum scan of deep space revealing previously invisible connections between star systems. We're beginning to understand that the universe itself operates on quantum principles we never imagined. Every discovery opens new possibilities. The observatory's windows automatically adjusted as a quantum ship materialized nearby, the Hyperion II, humanity's newest vessel. Larger than its predecessor and built with joint human coalition technology, it represented everything the new era stood for. The containment protocols, Xylith mused, watching the ship's quantum field ripple through space-time. We thought they would keep the galaxy safe. Instead, they nearly cost us its future. Fear often has that effect, Diana replied. But look what happened when we chose cooperation over conflict. She gestured to the bustling quantum traffic lanes, the joint research vessels, the healing centers, and energy networks that now bound civilization together. Grand Arbiter Call's ancient eyes studied the displays. In all my centuries, I never imagined seeing the galaxy so united. The quantum revolution didn't just change our technology, it changed us. A notification chimed softly. Below them, the first graduation ceremony of the Earth Quantum Academy was beginning. Young beings from hundreds of species gathered to learn the principles that had transformed their civilization. Among them was Zarek's daughter, who had shown remarkable aptitude for quantum mathematics. This is the real triumph, Dr. Nakamura said softly. Not the technology itself, but what it's helped us become. Every species bringing their unique perspective, building something greater than any of us could have achieved alone. Diana touched a control, bringing up a quantum projection of known space. The galaxy sparkled with quantum cores, each one a point of light in an increasingly interconnected civilization. Humanity's quantum leap had become everyone's journey forward. We kept looking to the stars, she reflected, dreaming of our place among them. We never imagined that by finding our own path, we'd help everyone find theirs too. The quantum core pulsed once more, its energy harmonizing with countless others across space. In its light, the representatives of Earth and the Coalition watched their transformed galaxy and saw not an end, but a beginning. The dawn of a new age born not from containment and fear, but from the limitless potential of species working together.